Either way, we're into round 4, final destination versus new team. Both these teams towards the bottom end of the table looking to get some wins under their belt, and the first thing I'm seeing is all the explosive classes for the final destination team running in really, really fast, trying to lock players out of this choke before they can even move their way in. They're just locking them down. They can't even get into mid. They're completely crushed, and they want to continue the aggression going. There is Brownie just hiding, but he's going to lose despite a huge health advantage that he had on the other scout there.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we talked about. They went fast and kind of, in a way, just... Because the other team, they kind of turtled up really hard, my new team, and Final Destination just said, that's not on, we're going to out-DM you, we're going to go going fast, going hard, and they absolutely dumpstered them. So very good stuff. At the end, he actually gets a kill though. He destroys the garden, but he gets the kill. So they might delay the full ad push a little bit, but they'll still be looking to take this one for an easy first round.
Yeah, Frydog is getting very, very aggressive in lobby, knowing that Pipple has gone down, so maybe there's not too much of a threat, but there's not too much support from him if they were to go for a play onto him, doing the old school Warrior yes trap. But either way, it's going to be an uber advantage. They're pushing in from one, they're getting some cap time on the board. Forward post does get taken out, but the frag onto Rainer might be enough, although a very nice flank coming in. But looks like Pipplin just stands on the point. They had enough players there to defend it, new team, but not shooting the right place.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good start. They just let way too much time. If they'd let like maybe half the time, they might have won that. But Pipplin, yeah, with his pain train, there's no way you're stopping a 2x cap with basically half a second left on the thing. So pretty easy first round, despite the non-perfect last push from them.
This time Cobra's a lot faster, allows space for the rest of his team. It's going to be a much more even mid-fight, at least to start. A lot of health damage has been done down onto new team though, and Brownie and Cobra are both picked up. Burko, Frydog going really low as well. Burko cleaned up there as well, and yeah, they're looking to continue to pressure forward here. Final Destination, they've caught them all in IT. Can they get out? Nice jukes from Rainer. She does somehow get out of there, but the chase is still on. It's going to be Pipplin. Oh, somehow she survives, and the spawners come in to clean up Pipplin.
Yeah, really well done there by Rainer. Once again, mid, a little bit closer, but still in the end they kind of got destroyed. They were a bit too split. Friday was kind of by himself, and then half the team went over. They're going to use straight away in here. It's basically a solo. Well, they now pick up a scout, but they haven't really killed anything, including Rainer.
Mid cap only just came in. Second cap is still a way away, so I think that was a little bit over enthusiastic there from Final Destination.
Yeah, definitely a bit too much disrespect.
I think they knew they had the Uber ad because of the way Rainer had, been duking and diving away from the rest of her team. She wasn't building, but without the caps on the board, it meant there was no real chance of a last push happening.
They do get forced here though. I walks into a trap and that makes the bomb happen, and they actually get a lot of trades with it as well. This should be a pretty easy hold. Cepha somehow lives behind on 1 health, and he should be able to get back in and help. And Frydog's kind of been abandoned here. Does get the pipe to the face, but he still goes down. So not the best push though, despite holding out at that last quite well.
Yeah, you can already see Final Destination playing with a little bit more swagger than they were in the last game. They feel they can bully this opposition a lot more. There wasn't really too much. It was 2 picks for 2, but they're just going to walk straight into second, take it back, and now they're looking to move towards last. They have the 100% in the bag. They're going to move in through 4. There's a heavy weapons guy, but he's up in that panic room. One soldier Cobra jumps in to try and block the point. Heavy weapons guy now is coming in. It's proven to be important, but so many frags already for the Final Destination boys. They're all hiding away. The Uber comes out. It's flashed onto the heavy. I think they might actually have enough frags here, and they picked up the medic as well.
Yeah, catching the med there was just getting the Uber. I think they needed to be a lot more aggressive on Final Destination. They must have known the other team was getting semi-close, but they kind of just spammed the heavy and let him build that way. As you said, they got a few kills, but not enough and not quick enough, really. They are trying to push out here, but the other team is defending, though, so it's going to be quite a tough hold.
Yeah, so much damage being done down onto the new team. They got a couple of frags for it, though, and the medic is so weak. it seems that Final Destination are only going to spam from long range, not going to really contest it without being able to have their heals up in that fight. So a nice amount of damage done down onto the medic there.
So if it's just in, but so close. Piplin tries, but gets crushed as well, so it should be a pretty easy mid-fight. Looks like they're still oh, he gets the trap kill, only on the scout though, unfortunately not the medic. But yeah, they definitely need to be a bit more careful with those. That's the second mid, so I died with trap brownie this time, so definitely need to be a bit more careful with that, because it's kind of blunting their pushes a bit. It should still probably be a free second though, no soldiers to jump, so I don't see how you block it. Although they do just get Uber just in time, so they will trade here.
They're trying to walk in. They drop Burko before the Uber is out. It's a slightly longer Uber for the new team, but they don't have the players to protect the rest of them. And you can see Ray's on the chase as well. Demo launching himself in pretty deep. There's just the one scout, Vi, who's trying to pressure and try to, at least provide a bit of a distraction. Actually going to trade out there pretty nicely, and that's probably going to be enough to at least keep new team's head above the water, but they've lost so many that they're going to have to back up and probably give up second as well.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to fight here, no way. It just looks like Cobra's trying to do a meme shot and spawn. But yeah, I think like me, they didn't realize the other team was going to get Uber then, and so, like you said, Burko dies instantly. I just don't think he was expecting that much resistance. He probably assumed, well, they're just going to leave, there's no soldiers, why would they fight? But they got Uber just in time, and yeah, ends in disaster with him and Cobra dying during the Ubers, and they just have to leave and lose 2 points.
Basically even Uber situation. They're trying to move in through 5. The scout gets taken out, but they kill Burko 4 as well. A lot of damage down in towards Reyna, but I don't think it's going to be able to be followed up on. Demo was peeking, Piplin was peeking in from what is actually gets a nice rocket and then follows it up with a bomb onto Reyna and does get the force out.
Yeah, Ray finally dies, but they're not going to be able to get the medic here, so they're actually going to try and fight this. They do have ad, but they don't really have plays here for a good Uber. They aren't really getting pressured at all. They've literally just walked in past half their team. I'm not sure what's happening here. He drops him in the end. I'm not sure how. That was a really awkward situation, but he somehow manages to pick off the medic there in the end. Very odd situation.
That was, slightly bizarre. Backup potential. In fact, there's no backup potential because second wasn't even in play, so everyone's just, I don't know, it's
so much damage here. He actually just kills both soldiers. Memories kills both soldiers just hiding around IT and spamming, and that's actually going to probably stop them from taking a good position here and pushing out much. They're going to try anyway, but I'm not sure how this is going to work out for them. They'll probably wait for the ad if they realize, which they should.
They definitely know it's ad. They're looking to muscle in just before it comes up. They get through choke pretty safely there. Raider takes a lot of damage. It's down to 40. There's going to a pack available for her though.
Third time's a charm. Once again, lose someone to the traps. Brownie dies this time once again. They're going to get in anyway. They should be able to kill the med here. He just doesn't get any damage on him. I think he just needed to sticky the door and the med was dead easily, but instead he just gave them... they're just going to Uber straight back in and block. Oh, they didn't even cut mid. Oh, and Burka gets destroyed. Huge midi.
I don't think I've ever seen a game where so many charging forward before the previous cap has been finished, but either way, seeing again Raider going very, very low. She escapes, although no, she doesn't pimple in with a crucial little bomb to catch her out in that choke point. And now we're going to see everyone just flood around the blue medic now, who's playing nice and safe on the point. It seems they're not going for him on mid, they're going to wait until they move in towards second. They move through the sewer, Brownie gets cleaned up, they try and move in through Al Qaeda, Burko gets cleaned up, and they're just going to feed in one by one, and they're actually going to catch Frydog as well. So, yeah, nicely negotiated by Final Destination, but very, very out of sync from the new team.
Yeah, not sure what the plan was there. After Brownie dies, I think you just give up and try and hold last. Instead, they're basically just in an impossible situation right here. I don't see how they hold this at all. No, basically impossible. Yeah, it's really, really poor play there. Once again, they dropped the scout on mid, and as you said, it's just why are they pushing before they even cap? It might have been able to kill the med, but even then, it's just like, well, still kind of an odd play. just going that aggro before the med. But yeah, they really need to watch out for the traps. So it's just blunting all their pushes. Just a scout dying, like you can't have that and expect to win.
Yeah, we're going to see Memories much faster onto mid. Pippin was waiting for Cobra's bomb, cleans him up. A nice set play there. It's going to allow Ray to charge forward. Charges into trouble, but the pressure from the double soldier bomb is on as well. It's going to push people back. So much damage. Everyone wants to run away. Frydog can't escape Memories. Everyone else is still backing up. They're wanting to get out to last. They're putting just a smidge of pressure onto second, just at least peek in it, but they really don't want to fight it.
Yeah, not much they can do. Frydog died really late to a really nice pipe by Memories. But at least once again this time Reina survives a bit more easily, so they're not completely down like the first round. Brownie is up on Sniper here, so maybe we'll try and get something done. They played really defensive and just kept his med up, so at least they could leave. And Brownie somehow died there. Maybe he did see the solo and got back into spawn, so it's just Pippin dying by himself. Should be a bit of a sack here, but this is the point, the cup. I think my time is broken. You know,
yeah,
maybe unless they get a good advantage here, they're winning. They might just, you know, they're not going to do anything too aggressive.
Yeah, they could solo us out if they want. There's still, you know, over 4 minutes, even, you know, with this extended or shortened timer, sorry. But yeah, at the moment, pressure's coming in. We're going to see Ray actually peeking through one. There's a lot of space there potentially.
Direct
for
hit
something.
Already bringing out the funny buggers.
Choice. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you can walk into, it's not an awful choice, because obviously if you can walk into like a scout, you'll delete them. But I'm not sure it's the best weapon for sacking. It is obviously really good for shooting sentries though, so that might be the play, you know. They have a sentry, so I'll just go the meme cannon.
Yeah.
Maybe his team wasn't too happy with it because he just walks in and dies. Maybe he'll be forced to swap off. Actually, I'll leave the game. Must be the pause.
He was so shamed by bringing out Tyrant. He actually lost the game.
Ray just joined spectator and their team got forced as well. They must have done it during the pause. Oh no, it's after, yeah. Really weird situation. They're just getting forced because half their team leaves.
Yeah, they got messed up pretty badly there.
I mean, it's honestly somehow worked out for them though. Sephet actually snipes the medic with his direct hit. A decent bomb, but just doesn't get the damage done. So it's still going to lead to a Final Destination win, despite half their team leaving the server.
The ultimate bait. And yeah, they're still capping up second. They're trying to move into last. The spawns are still a couple of seconds, and then 8 seconds on Cobra as well.
And they're all at spawn. There's no way they can defend this. Yeah.
Really strange going on.
Definitely kind of an odd one, but yeah, they just can't take advantage of it. They come out and like get the force because half their team's gone, but they still trade, and then they push out too far, and they all get cleaned up from the spawners. So, like you said, the ultimate bait.
But either way, 3-0 Final Destination. New team a little bit faster again. This mid fight's going to be a little bit more contesting. Cobra takes damage, but doesn't go down at least quite as quickly. They get some more space on the crates there.
Cobra and Berko are just absolutely destroyed on the floor here together though.
Yeah, waiting for the arrow. He does get the arrow, but he sees the demo man.
Oh,
Memories in his face.
Destroyed by Memories.
Yep,
and Reina
Memories
does get cleaned
finds
up
that
too.
pipe onto Reina as well. He's just absolutely...
Eye is on the men here
right
though.
now.
He should kill him, and he does. He double meat shots him, and despite it looking pretty bad at the beginning, this is actually going to be their first round win unless Memories pulls out a miracle, which he cannot.
I mean, yeah, he pulled out some miracles earlier on in the mid-fight, but couldn't find one more. The rest of his team must have literally done nothing, because he did so much work that mid-fight.
Yeah, they should have won that pretty easily though. Both soldiers were actually like holding each other's hands behind their own team's rock, and they just didn't see them. Like Memories walked into one and like bumped him, and then minied him later, but he was just like confused, I think. So if they cleaned up those soldiers, because Cobra and Berko just did like really bad bombs on the right and got destroyed. But I think I and such all got behind after their med died, and they were able to clean up.
Either way, it's going to be basically even Ubers, both coming up to about 70%, both building pretty optimally as well. So we're going to see a little bit of a mid to second stalemate. I think more or less the first time we've seen it in this game so far, and you know that really puts the squeeze on new team. There's still half the game left to go, but you know, at 3-0 down, they're going to have to find something.
The med should get forced here. He drops.
Oh.
Yeah, Cobra's bomb was really good. He actually lands. I don't think Burka hit him at all. He just lands directly inside the med and knocks him into the floor. And he wanted to hold out, but he got the rocket off and it was a good one.
Yeah, either way, Final Destination going to move in towards mid. Both the scouts on the high ground.
So if it's still on his meme cannon, actually almost kills Frydog, but gets cleaned up. So should be a pretty easy second take, and then I think the first time they'll have full ad pushing into the last tier, so they'd be hopefully getting around on the board here.
Yeah, they just did a little nice job of there absorbing some pressure. New team. Pipilin is in their sights in the air. Gets a rocket towards the medic radar. Radar actually goes fairly low there, but there's going to be no one else to follow that up. Memory is actually very, very aggressive, trying to find the pick, but gets picked himself, and now they're moving in through 3. There's a sentry gun in their sights. They take it out easily, slightly unnecessary Uber pop. Soldier eventually comes in. Though. Oh my god, do they have enough players here? It looks like they're backing up. They're really unsure. Pipilin is trying to find something. The direct hit, eventually the double scouts just absolutely mulch everyone though. There was enough to defend it, but not against the firepower that Vi and Brownie were throwing out there.
Yeah, I absolutely destroyed, obviously, in the end, getting a 8-kill streak there. I thought they were maybe a bit too slow, but in the end they ground out the kills and were able to take it. They're still sticking with the, despite the round loss, sticking with his guns and checking out the direct hit, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. But I definitely think Cobra and Burko need to be doing something a bit more aggressive rather than playing right and sitting there and getting spammed to death, which has happened again.
Yeah, Pipilin cleaned up. The direct hit of Cepho has been locked down into the low ground. He's actually backing up through sewer as well. So all the position here is for the new team. They're finding a little bit of an edge, finding something. There is some stickies they maybe have to deal with on the rock. That a little bit too early. So yeah, new team actually going to cleanly take that, and they want to continue pressure on with that one pick that they have.
Yeah, big trade trying to come out here. They're not going to kill. Oh! Rainer gets absolutely destroyed by Memories and Pipilin though. They didn't want to trade there, which was not the right call. They were much too forward to not get forced, and Rainer gets destroyed. Oh. And Sepher actually hits the direct hit midi. That's the dream. There's some really nice shots coming out in this fight, and somehow it's ended up being a 2v2 with 1v1 now. Scout 1v1, Brownie vs Ray at the midpoint. They have been spotted. Who's the MG champ, and Brownie does it.
Yeah, but all this ends up being very, very nice for new team because they have the mid cap, they have the closest spawns. They want to use that, but suddenly a lot of players are in choke.
There's a tiny bit more damage, and this should be actually probably an easy second and maybe an easy last push if they're quick. Unfortunately, Frydog is still at middle, but it's actually still at second. Maybe, I'm not sure where he's been. He shouldn't have been that slow because this would have been an easy round otherwise, but they might just time it out, just wait for it a bit. They still have 11 minutes to get these 2 rounds, so unfortunate that it wasn't a bit quicker, but really well played in the end from new team.
They have a bit of ads. Rainer definitely spawned a little bit before the other medics, so they do know about it as well. Again, taking it in through 3 on the demo, and the scout looking.
The
medic
he died.
He actually gets cleaned up. He couldn't get the baddie bind in time. There's some cap time in towards the point, but both soldiers are there potentially to defend. They both really, really low. Eventually cleaned up as well by Pipilin and Ray, respectively. But it's not going to be enough, as Ray actually ends up being the MVP, picking up a 3k, and now is going to walk in towards second.
Yeah, I can't believe the med died there still. Like, I swear the door was closed, but in the end it still works out for them because they spent so much of the Uber killing the med and then just got picked off trying to cap.
And yeah, slightly faster spawn as well here.
Yeah, Rainer obviously fighting for quite a while, just died. Bit late.
So yeah, Brady's going to have like 30-40%. Maybe only 25% Uber advantage. They're building decently. It's going to be pushable, but at least for new team they do have 6 players up, and they are going to have, you know, a full defense on mid to, you know, make it very difficult for Final Destination to walk in with that slider that they do have.
They're still going for it though. They know it's out, and they've just jumped straight in. Rayna's dodged really well here. Memory's isn't able to clean him up. Really nice rockets on Burko from Piplin, and Brownie's been stuck behind, so I think his team needs to try and do something where they get Uber, otherwise they're just going to get overwhelmed. Seth is actually bombing with his direct hit. He crushes Frydog and survives, so really nice play there by Sefa. Using the advantage of if you do hit your rockets, you're going to do well. Now it's actually just Rayna and I stuck at second. They do have Uber, but this is not going to end well, unless Brownie can somehow really help them.
They force the Uber out because it's a 2 versus 6 situation. They actually are able to get.
They've just abandoned their medic. Why? Totally abandoned their medic at choke, and he just gets killed.
I don't know exactly what they're doing. They got the second cap in while that Uber was forced out. They wanted to move in towards last, but the spawners were always going to come up for new teams. So Final Destination folds, but there is a sneaky Sefa.
Burko should be there though as well, so unless he crushes both Brownie, and which he doesn't, and then yeah. But yeah, they just abandoned their med. Like you said, they got the caps, and maybe they thought, oh well, we'll let them chase our medic and go for last. But the spawner just come up and crush them, and then that leaves new team with full Uber out here, and hopefully be able to walk into second. Not as much Uber out as I thought it would be though, considering Rayna survived there after their Uber for quite a long time, while the other med was dead. Should still be enough to at least get second, I would hope, though.
Yeah, I hope so. It's only actually 10%. I don't know if either team will be exactly sure how close it is. Probably new team are aware that it's not as big as Final Destination might expect, but they're actually going to bully Final Destination out, who probably thought
they're still going as well.
It's not.
But they do get it, so it should be a pretty bad Uber for new team. They are trying to make their escape here into lobby, but Frydog does get picked off.
Frydog and Cobra both going down in lobby, getting caught out by that chasing scout Uber, and you know, now 2 down. They're not going to be able to hold on to second. They're backing up to choke already. No real threat of a back cap as far as I can see as well, and the cap is going to come in very quickly for Final Destination, and he's going to stabilise at least. The spawners are up here for new team, but they kind of needed to convert that, I think.
Yeah, they definitely, I think, pushed a little bit too quick there. Like they must have known it was pretty close wise, and so they had to kill the med basically instantly with the Uber, which they didn't do, and they pretty much just got and then got crushed afterward. But I guess they're probably feeling the time pressure, so they're like, well, we've got the second for free, we might as well get the round win right here rather than stuck at second trying to sack it last, which hasn't been going well either. They do just double jump in here, and they did kill the med last time doing this, I think. Nice surfing though, and Seph actually kills I and choke as well, so it should be a pretty easy mid-take for the side of Final Destination here.
Yeah, beautiful from Brady. That always feels so good as a medic when you surf up onto a high ground spot like that to escape those soldiers coming in. Piplin's going to try and trap Frydog down. Both the scouts are on his tail as well. They're going to clean him up. Frydog taken out, so no demo now as they look to continue to pressure forward. There is an Uber here for new team, but it looks like they don't want to try and trade. Cobra is going for something, but was just completely levitated in the air.
Yeah, not the play there at all. I'm not sure what Frydog and Brownie were doing. They were never going to do anything much there, just spamming in a 2v5 basically because the med had already left. And now they should be in a lot of trouble here at last. Although it does get the Uber and it is trading kills. 3v4 at this point. Brownie is up on the heavy, so it's going to be really hard to push into unless they can instantly kill him. And they are going to try for it. Rayna's got hit a little bit. I think Rayna might just go down here in front of the heavy, but no, nice DM in the end from Iron. Brownie finishes them off.
Yeah, very scattered. They didn't quite commit to a collapse there. The Final Destination boys, and then you could see, you know, everyone wasn't really in the same position. They weren't really shooting the same kind of targets. They're at least going to have second for their troubles. They actually have quite a big Uber advantage, apparently. I don't exactly know how that shook out because, you know, Ubers were traded at the same time. Did Rayna even go down? I didn't see that.
I think he was healing really badly though while jumping around because I think Brownie was on the heavy behind him, and I was a bit forward, so he just wasn't healing well. And I think Ray and the medic just ran away, and were building that whole time. I don't think they realized though, like they have no idea, I think. There's no reason to think they had that much ad, so they just hold it out and they have 5 minutes, they don't need to worry too much. Brownie does go down Sniper too, as does Cobra, trading with Py-bun.
Yeah, that's not what they wanted. A 2-for-1 going down for new team, and now suddenly they only have 4 gamers or 3 gamers to protect their medic. Actually going to run in here and trade at Final Destination, knowing that they have a couple of gamer advantage, but while that 8 seconds of the Uber is in play, I think it's going to give enough time for at least Brownie to spawn. Burko's still going to take a while, but actually we're going to see Brady get cleaned up. He can't escape in time. I think it's a little bit late running out there and does get caught in 5.
Yeah, this gives new team like some hope. Med down, but you are a couple down, so you really need to watch out for the backup here.
No.
And Ray is behind, they do know, but yeah, other scout is also in behind, so hard to push out there when you kind of have to, well, you have to defend your med and watch the backup, and they just couldn't do both, and that makes it really rough with 4 minutes left, 4-1 down.
Yeah, there was real no option not to go for that push. You know, they didn't really have too many advantages. They had the fact there was the no heals, so they just wanted to push, but they didn't clean up all the exits, and backup now makes it into very, very difficult territory.
Yeah, they just have to go straight away here to have any chance. Burko kind of tries, but he gets absolutely destroyed. They do really good damage and kill Py-bun as well, so it is a 5v5, so it's not a huge disaster. They just really need to be quick though to have any chance, which they aren't really quick enough even if they win this mid. They do end up committing though, and they are going to win the mid, so they have done just enough what they needed to. They pushed them back in a corner and then cleaned up the medic, so it does give them some hope here. Cobra does die, unfortunately, though.
You could see the Final Destination boys, some of them were like wanting to stay in, some of them were escaping through sewer, and they were really scattered with whether they wanted to do that or not, and ended up being Brady was caught as the medic staying in.
Brady just gets one rocketed and forced though and choked. That's not what you want to see from them. And they're kind of trading as well, because Burko dies and Sepha lives, so it's not going to be a good push.
I was actually going to get Sepha in lobby, but they have overstayed their welcome in lobby, and actually Raider's going to get cleaned up. Ray's on a bit of a tear, combining with memories. That's actually a wipe.
I think you have to go for that. It was just unfortunate timing that was the moment Ray and Memories like walked in the lobby and had locked it down, and they just got absolutely destroyed going for it. So I think that's probably the end of the line for them, but it'll be interesting to see what they do if they try and go for a backup here or something funny. He is an IT aggressive, but he's just going to come back. And there's a bigger Ubad here, so pretty easy force in the end, but once again, with 2 minutes left, it's kind of like, well, scratching your head in how they come back here.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a pussy pop, but on the other hand, dropping was probably the only way that the game could potentially have continued. So,
yeah,
just
exactly.
A little bit of pressure comes in. They do force, but with all the frags they've got now, there's going to be really no chance of a comeback, and unfortunately we're into garbage time.
Yeah, I think they knew it was a bit of the funny buggish time, and they're all just kind of running at each other a little bit here. I think they'll probably just try not to get win limited. Py-bun's going to walk in and destroy Friedhoff though. Once again, just a bit of well, probably won't do that normally, but I see the opportunity and there's 2 minutes left. I'll just do it. Playing pretty safely though, considering they can't lose. You would think they'd just, give us some entertainment that Seth is just sitting in his cheat spot waiting for other midi.
The respected
Brownie
new
sets
team's
up his
Uber
gun.
advantage. Respected the Uber advantage despite there only being a minute left on the clock. They've actually built up their own Uber, so we're going to see an Uber trade, which will be very, very consequential, as we know. Py-bun does get dropped out of it.
Pretty bad trade in the end. They don't get a kill and they lose too, so we should see some aggression here from the new team. Memories are so forward here, and Seph is actually still above. They haven't noticed him, he's just actually going for the backup, I think. Yeah, Brownie is there though, and the gun.
Direct hit.
Wrangler!
Was that a Wrangler? I don't think that's right.
He still loses! Oh
my god.
That's gotta be embarrassing, man. Cheating and still loses. That has to be embarrassing.